Welcome back, everybody. As you guys can tell, I'm in a little bit different vehicle. This is the Tesla Model 3. This is the Performance Edition, so it is ridiculously quick. However, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna test out a few things about it. The quickness doesn't really make a difference to me. What does make a difference is it a practical car? Is the Model 3 a practical car for your everyday person? And considering this is the budget-friendly vehicle, I have to say, so far, just from driving it around a little bit, I am actually quite impressed. It has a lot of things that I didn't expect the car to have. One of the big ones is, well, comfort. And you know, for its price range, despite the fact that this is a Model 3 Performance, for its price range, it is a car that makes sense on a mass level. It really does. I think there's just so many uses and so many ways people can use these cars. I'm just checking my microphone if it's still there. So many ways that you can use these cars, and you don't have to go completely insane with them. Just chill out, relax, and drive these cars. One of the things I really find interesting is definitely just this one screen. Obviously, when you're looking at this, you have this one screen right there. This is all you're getting. So essentially, this is your view right here, and that's an amazing view. Now, if you look directly into the rearview mirror, you have a massive window, hence you can really look out. And there you go. It's quite roomy, it's quite spacious, it works. The problem that I have with the one screen is I'm so used to having information a certain way, but it's not even about the information. It's just that look of having that center console, you know, the big 17-inch screen that you have on your Model S or X. However, that is a personal preference, and I think that takes nothing away from the car as this is. And for the price range of these cars, I'll tell you right now, anybody would be happy to buy these. Everybody would be happy to buy these. It's a very comfortable car. Quiet, just what you expect from a Tesla. It's very quiet, it's very relaxing, it's very simplified, and I think the key word here is simplified. This is a ridiculously simplified vehicle. There's almost nothing. You got two scroll bars up here, you got one screen over here, and the rest of it is nothing. It's just a nice open car that allows you to just look out and enjoy what you're looking at, whatever it may be. And all the adjustability, by the way. So I mean, everything from you know, once you adjust your mirrors, your steering wheel, your seats, and all that stuff, you get into this nice comfortable position that makes these cars unbelievable. And I mean that, just unfreaking believable. They're really an amazing car. Is it for everybody? I think everybody who tries it will agree that it's just an amazing car. And I think most people, if not all, will also agree on the fact that the price actually does reflect what you're getting with this car. It is an amazing car in the way that you actually can view it and use it. Now, this has 15 cubic feet of storage, and compared to the Model S, my Model S, which is 30 cubic feet, you know, okay, it's half, but 15 cubic feet is actually a lot when you really think about it. Now, with the trunk, the frunk, and all the space back here, you know, if you need to carry something and you can't, you're probably buying too much, which means that you cannot complain about, you know, the price of this car, because you obviously have a lot of money to spend. But I can see myself, if I didn't have the Model S, could I see myself in this car? I think if I was limited by budget, yes. I think the Model S is a great car. I love my Model S. However, I am not going to take anything away from this car. I think this car is worth every penny and then some. I can see myself driving this car, you know, for trips or just everyday uses. Let's not forget, it's a smaller car, easier to park, easier to maneuver, and the visibility. I mean, like I said, that you can actually see out the window. On my car, for example, looking out the rear window is a little bit trickier, but again, that's normal with those kind of cars. But this, you can see out the window, you can you have really, really good visibility. And ultimately, this is what makes a car great. It's visibility. It's how you can perceive everything that that you're seeing, what's in front of you, what's beside you, what's around you. The perception of the world around you is very, very important, boys and girls, because that perception is what gives you the ability to make decisions, and that's a very important part. Now, I heard some people saying that one of their biggest pet peeves was that the Model 3 doesn't have a key fob. It has just this little credit card or your phone. Well, as far as I understand, Model 3 is coming out with Tesla is coming out with key fobs for the Model 3. I believe it's already out. I'm not 100% sure. So ultimately, when I look at this tiny little screen, essentially is the same. I mean, basically version 9 is it's all pretty much the same thing. What you get in the S and in the X model, it's all the same thing. You just have different ways of doing stuff. So here, if you want to adjust your steering wheel, for example, you are doing that from your center console here, from your center screen. Same thing with your mirrors. So they minimized it to a point where there's almost no buttons anywhere, and I think that's a neat little feature. It really does have a different feel, and you really can feel that minimalistic thing that they were going for. I think the Model 3 is really, honestly, a good option for, if you got a kid or two kids and you're in that position where you're going to spend probably, an X amount of money, but you don't have all the money in the world to spend. I think the Model 3 really is a great replacement for pretty much any vehicle on the road today, and for the price range and that you're looking at. And the reason I'm not mentioning prices, ladies and gentlemen, is because the prices right now are dependent heavily on what you want. So here in Canada, this particular car, which is the Performance Edition, is running around $100,000 Canadian. But then again, the starting price on a Model 3 here in Canada is around $60,000 Canadian. At least that's what I was told. So again, it's affordable enough that if you think about the longevity of it, how long you're going to keep these cars, odds are you'll be okay. If you're looking for a car that makes sense, I gotta tell you, coming from a Model S and now driving this one, I can tell you, if I didn't have the Model S and this is what I'd have, I'd be just as happy with it. I am very, very surprised at the simplicity of this car and the agility of this car. She handles great. I mean, like I said, this is a performance version, so it does take off quite quick, but you don't need that. Trust me, people, you do not need a performance version unless you can afford it and spoil yourself, in which case please go for it, because it's a lot of fun. Taking the curb, taking turns in this car is idiotically simple. I mean, it's the feedback is really, really nice. The steering wheel is really nice. It's like driving a little mini sports car. It's actually a ton of fun to drive this car. So again, if you want to go for a lower end, you don't need the crazy power, you do have the option to do that. You want to go for a lot more power, you have the option to do that as well. And frankly, the Model 3, anybody asks me, I'm gonna say the same thing over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, the Model 3 is just simply an unbelievably really good option. Now, if you are here in Vancouver, I personally got my car, for example, from Tesla on Westport Avenue, and the crew there, the service department and everyone else there is unbelievable. And trust me, guys, I don't say that very often because I'm typically not a big fan of service people and sales people and stuff like this. Tesla does do their things differently. I am very, very happy with this location. And so if you guys are looking for something, hit me up, ask me any questions you might have. I will definitely go out of my way to try and help you guys out, because frankly, the more Teslas we have on the road, the better for everyone. I think Teslas are just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful addition to anybody's life. It really is. It enhances your spirits, it enhances your life, and it's just a ton of fun to drive. ultimately, it is your choice. With all that said though, I'm gonna leave the video here. I really am not a big fan of making these crazy long videos, but I really hope you you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you have any questions, don't forget, ask away. You have summontesla@gmail.com if you want to email me privately. If not, you're always welcome to comment below, and I will answer those questions pretty much as soon as I can, and that's usually within same day. So ask any questions you may have. Please don't forget to drive safe, stay off your phone, and if you're using autopilot on this vehicle, especially any one of the Tesla vehicles, remember, you're the driver. The autopilot is just an assistant. With that said, have a good day. Bye-bye.